से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में हो अव्यक्त वतन में हम उड़ के चले जाएं, ओ हम उड़ के चले जाएं उस प्यारे से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में। जाना है वहाँ हमको जहाँ बाप और दादा है, हो जाना है वहाँ हमको जहाँ बाप और दादा है। बनना है संपूर्ण किया बाबा से वादा है, जो बाबा से किया था वो वादा निभाएंगे। हम उड़ के चले जाएं, ओ हम उड़ के चले उस प्यारे से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में। देहधारी ना याद आए, हो ये देह ना याद आए, देहधारी ना याद आए, ये पतित पुरानी सी हो दुनिया भी ना याद आए। याद आए तो बस अपना वो वतन ही याद आए। वतन में है ठहरे हुए बाबा हमारे लिए हो। वतन में है ठहरे हुए बाबा हमारे लिए कर रहे हैं इंतजार घर ले जाने के लिए। आकारी बन करके हम वतन में जाएंगे। हम उड़ के चले जाएं, ओ हम उड़ के चले जाएं उस प्यारे से वतन में, उस प्यारे से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में हो। अव्यक्त वतन में हो हम उड़ के चले जाएं उस प्यारे से वतन में हो, उस मीठे से वतन में।
Taking everyone's love remembrances, I went to offer bhog to Baba. Baba, with lot of love, received us and was sharing drishti. And in Baba's drishti, there is so much, not only love, but lot of assurance and creating that assurance in us to have self-trust, more and more trusting. So I was also taking drishti from Baba. And then I said, Baba, I brought bhog. Everyone sends love remembrances. And many, many souls have sent special love remembrances. Or any concerns. You are not able to see the benefit. So you keep questioning within yourself about the scene and also about the different part which every soul is playing. And Baba said, Baba is saying, see benefit in every scene of drama. Because when iron is changing into golden age, we are at confluence age. So yes, there is very, very dark time of Kali Yuga, but also there is a bright dawn of the golden age of the new world. So if you keep your trust and if you keep your very, very firm thought that there is some benefit, but not doubt it, not only you will be able to see benefit, but you will take benefit. So Baba said at this time is the time to accumulate, to become embodiment of all the powers, all the virtues. And then also this is the time to serve. So it's not that if you are accumulating and if you use it, it will reduce. No. It is only reduces when you waste it. If you are wasting thoughts, then power reduces. But if you are using thoughts in good wishes, pure feelings, elevated thoughts to create that kind of energy, actually you are not losing. It's not, your stock is not reducing, but also it is growing. So Baba said, always remember both thoughts, that I have to accumulate, earn, but also I have to use. And that use also, in other words, is also accumulation. Because at this time, a lot of service is required through thoughts, words of courage, enthusiasm, and same is actions, charitable actions, to be cooperative in Baba's task, and Baba's task is to bring benefit to all the souls. So Baba says that accumulate and use in such a way that that also gets accumulated. And then Baba said that never hold any fear or any kind of worry, and because then you will not be able to accumulate. Rather, Baba said that your stage will also not be very stable. So Baba says, I said, Baba, no, you all know, Baba knows that what's happening in the world today. Baba said, but you children also have knowledge, so always look at the world based on uh, being knowledgeful, and also what being knowledgeful, also keep increasing your remembrance also. Constantly just be in remembrance and use knowledge, be knowledgeful. So Baba said this way you will become a good instrument and also take full benefit of confluence age. So accumulate and distribute. And that distribution also is accumulating your fortune. And Baba gave drishti, loveful drishti, and gave love remembrances for each one of you, for everyone. Om Shanti.
तो दो चीज बाबा ने इस बारी लास्ट हमको सौगात दे दी है, एक दिल तक, तो दूसरा बिना बिना झूले में झूलो। कभी शांति का झूला, कभी अतीन्द्रिय सुख का झूला, कभी खुशी का झूला, कभी आनंदमय जीवन का झूला। कितने झूले हमारे लिए बाबा ने बना दिए, बड़े बड़े झूले, छोटे बच्चों वाले नहीं, अच्छे ताकत वाले झूले हैं। तो जब बाबा ने हमको ऐसी अच्छी सौगात दी है तो हम फिर और तरफ देखें क्यों? और कितना सहज बाबा ने सुना दिया, और फॉलो फादर, बस नया रास्ता सोचते ही क्यों हो, उसमें तो फिर भी मेहनत है। फुट पर फुट रखना तो बहुत इजी है ना। अगर कोई हमको कहे यहाँ पहुंचना है मंजिल पर, लेकिन कदम पर कदम रख करके पहुंचना है, हम खुश हो जाएंगे ना भाई। गली उल्टी हुई या सुलटी हुई वो सोचने की जरूरत ही नहीं है ना। कहाँ मूंज तो नहीं जाएंगे, कहाँ भटक तो नहीं जाएंगे। फॉलो फादर करना है बस।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 8. Murli, Source of Truth. Flowers, Heaven. Master of the Garden. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. So, do we have time to sit on the swings? But at least we can sit on Baba's heart throne. Eh? We are very, very fortunate to have Brahma Baba always as example in front of us. And of course, all our ancestor dadis. Because Dadi is saying, so easy to just follow footsteps. No? That's what, at least in my mind, whole day. Because what you get to hear, so many news. But just thinking of Baba, oh Brahma Baba, oh our dadis, even while listening, while seeing scenes of drama, were able to internally be with Baba and constantly with every thought, just share good wishes with everyone. A lot of attention on maintaining very elevated feelings. So I really find it very useful what we're doing this month. When I read Murli, which I always did, or listen to Murli, but these days I find that all the points, they just keep appearing in the mind, and I'm able to more just think of, yes, this is what I have to be today. So when Baba said that I am the master gardener, and each one is gardener and also flower. So I was thinking that what it meant. I am flower, but also I am gardener. I know that during Brahma Baba's time, or even afterwards, and I think in India they still do, many of you do even now, that in 1 year, because we go to Madhuban once in a year, everyone will take a group of souls they have served, or as Baba said, made flowers as a gardener, will take them to Madhuban. And then whole group will sit in front of either Sakar Baba, then it was Avek Bab Dada. And then Baba will look at the instrument as a gardener, that you brought beautiful bouquet of flowers for Baba. So Baba used to feel very happy. One time, one sister from brought 110 souls in the group from Bombay. And I still remember that Baba loved her so much. Said, "You are a very good gardener. Look how big bouquet of flowers you have brought." So definitely we all have to remember that I have to become flower, but also I am gardener. That means through my company, through sharing, making others also like Baba, bringing them closer to Baba, is becoming the gardener. So I remember so many situations or so many beautiful scenes of drama during Sakar Baba's time, that I saw the master gardener, his response to whichever bouquet of flowers we took. He will look at each one. You brought some jasmine flower, you brought some rose flowers, you brought some lotus flowers, because there were couples, there were kanyas, there were kumars, there were many different kinds of flowers, right? So that also should be aimed internally. Not only we give gyan to others, but also how do through our fragrance and admiring the beauty of the flower. Then this concept of rose flower. Baba always says that there is a lot of fragrance, beauty. So Baba always used to say that lotus flower is for those who are in family. But rose flower is Kumars and Kumaris, and especially Kumaris. And Baba always used to say, I like spiritual roses. So rose has thorns, lot of thorns. And Baba used to say those thorns are for protecting the rose. Whenever anyone wants to prick, anyone wants to have rose flower, had to be careful, right? Unless then they remove the thorns. So those two flowers, Baba always give examples, and so looking at internally, as Baba said, look within and then see if there is any defect. Baba used the word any devilish sanskar, then you should remove that. Because that sanskar could make you do some wrong actions. Baba used the word sinful actions. And these days, even subtly one little thought which comes for others, which is not elevated, we have to be very, very careful also. So, and for that, Baba said, company is important, good company. But if you are in company where you find that it is not helping you, then you have to be just a rose flower, or you become lotus, whatever it is. Remind yourself. I was remembering a song today. It says that I love your flowers, I love the thorns. So thorns means there are some, as Baba said, that when they talk or their drishti sometimes is not like flowers. But what gardener does, create a big fence around the flowers of the thorns. He knows where to use them. Only what I have to do, I have to be careful that thorns don't break me. So this thought of being gardener and thought of being flower, not causing any kind of pain to anyone or sorrow. And these days, all that is so subtle. And that is why I have to look within myself first. Because any kind of thorn first will hurt me, right? Any kind of sanskar or whatever is there inside, I have to clean it. So become a beautiful, beautiful, fragrant rose flower. So good gardener, and let master gardener, Baba says he loves the good gardeners. As souls, Baba has love for everyone. And when he is playing his part in different relationships, Baba says it's number wise, right? For all souls, Baba has equal love, but then it is number wise. He loves still everyone number wise. So if I want to experience God's love and I want to see Master Gardener happy with me as flower and gardener, I think there were many points in the Murli. At least for me, whole day I had kept thinking, I am a gardener, I am a flower. So a Vyakti Parivar bouquet is good, right, for Baba? Is everyone special? Either rose flower or lotus flower? Hmm. You all had been studying so much, right? Every day, every evening, yoga bhatti, and so definitely when I offer bhog every Thursday, you must be receiving from Baba lots of love, special love, and also blessings. These days, good wishes are not enough. Blessings, no, even go further. Even anyone make mistake or say anything, but what I have to do, spread the fragrance, right? I am flower. So anyone can look at the beauty, can uh, smell the fragrance. It's a very, very beautiful, it was very beautiful day playing with being gardener and then flower and then uh, through our thoughts, words, actions, just spreading the vibrations, the fragrance. As you all know that Brahma Baba, one thing he always used was rose water. I also use always rose fragrance, always, because it's not just you use it for yourself, but see many come in contact. These days, we don't come physically very near, but before, for many reasons. Mm. So that soul can smell the rose, but I can also smell. Mm. And a kind of very pure. Mm. And we play holy, we were using rose water. Mm. And then roses from Morocco and England and India, so many different kinds of roses. Little difference in the fragrance, but considered to be very pleasant fragrance. So beauty and the fragrance of rose flower is very special. So I find that this way of reading Murli in the morning and thinking just one aspect to become embodiment, to use it, work on it, I find had been very beneficial for me. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now it's time for us to get our practice for tomorrow's Murli. Let's invite our dear brother Ken. Welcome.
Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti, Didi. Yes, it was really a beautiful Murli today. And as you were speaking, I was remembering you're talking about how Brahma Baba loved to receive. He used to use that language of bouquets and souls bringing bouquets of flowers or living flowers to Madhaban. He would be so happy. In fact, the very first time I met Avyak Bapdada, I came to Nigyan in London, as many of you know. And after about 3 months, I went back to Australia via Madhaban. And I met Baba, and he told me, you will go and you will bring back a bouquet of souls. I had no idea what he meant because I was very new still. Imagine just 3 months in Guyana, I was sitting in front of Bapdada. And little to my surprise was when I arrived in Australia, everything shut down. After a few weeks, there was no instruments there. I was alone. And so I started a small center. And after 1 year, I went back to Madhaban. And I had a bouquet of 16 Brahmins with me. And when we sat in front of Bapdada, he was so happy, I think. And of course, he's Trikaldashi and he could see it. We can't see. But I've been thinking like you, Didi, about this aspect of if we are the master gardeners, Baba's the master of the garden, but we are like apprentice gardeners. And a very simple thought, what do plants need to flourish? They need proper water, they need proper light, they need proper soil, they need time, they need space also between one plant and the next. So souls are like plants, and we just have to create, as Baba's instruments, healthy conditions in which they can grow. And I was thinking today how Baba's role, of course, he gives us Gyan, he gives us Srimad, but he also teaches us Dharana. I was thinking that probably is closely related to his role as father. But as the father, he's the master of the garden. And if we look at our daddies, as you were remembering, such fragrant flowers, Dati Gulzar, so sweet, so silent, so pure, so humble. Daddy Janki, the example of someone from whose mouth jewels would always be coming. That was in today's one, so generous. And of course, Daddy Ji, so loving, so joyful. And so I was thinking, how about our impact on others? If I'm a fragrant flower, how do I impact on others? Because I can have three impacts on people. I can make people happier. I can make people sad, or and they just continue being indifferent. But just remember how when Daddy G came into the room to read the Murli, how lit up the room. She was just emanating such spirituality. So, as Baba says, flowers can't be hidden, especially fragrant flowers can't be hidden. So I have to check, how is my impact on others? Are people happier when I come or when I leave? And of course, as with every day, and we know as taking benefit in the dark time from the Borg message today. Why today's Murli today? Why any Murli on a particular day? Because all of us will need what Baba's going to tell us in every Murli. So I have to make that connection. Why this Murli today? Probably something's going to happen to test my fragrance in a way. So I'm sure that must have happened with all of you. And as I said yesterday, 3 ways to listen to the Murli in terms of Baba's role, in terms of focus on God. Either we can listen and really take on board the relationships or the qualities or the attributes, and this role of being the master of the garden. Beautiful thing. So what does he want me to do? To become a pure flower, which was a listening at the time. I listened to this, I heard this. I have to speak jewels, not stones. I have to self-check to remove any defects that are still around. And Baba said, I'm not doing any favor for him. I'm doing it for myself. And I sort of picked up also that I need to, this again, it was like the first Murli of last week in this sequence about Baba's the bestower of salvation. So I was thinking again how I become more fragrant. I give less work to Baba in a way. So he can go and save others because I'm really being fragrant. I'm sort of halfway there. Practicing at traffic control again. If I'm doing everything in the consciousness of being a gardener like Brahma Baba, and then I also remembered the 3 daddies. Am I cultivating a garden by what I'm doing? So that was the check at every traffic control today. And later on tonight, we can go to Baba with the experience of how much the master of the garden is pleased with my result for today. And tomorrow's Murli, can we show so look at the main words here: soul, remember, point. You can also see soul conscious, understand, effort, stage, yoga, pure. So in that very simple word diagram, you can see what the Murli is about, and we have to listen to it to make the connections, because Baba is showing me how to become a pure soul. And a soul is such a subtle thing that we have to really think about. It's just a point that doesn't have any substance. It's so infinitesimal. And Baba's also a point. And then, everything else is that we can see and hear and touch and feel is not as subtle at all. It's not subtle at all. So how do I make the connection with everything that's going on around me? This is the Murli tomorrow. So let's look at the listening exercise. Just listen for 3 points that can help me to become a pure soul, more pure than I already am. Yes, we're progressing, right? So how can I increase my purity with Baba's help? As I'll be listening for that. And at traffic controls, I become a point of conscious energy. I remember the Father, a point. So everything I reduce to the absolute essence of the soul and God. I become a point. I remember the Father, a point, and then I come back into action. So let's use traffic control to really work on that subtle practice. And the experience when we're filling in the chart tomorrow night, how constant and stable, the experience of constancy and stability during the day, you know, with the churning on the Murli, with the traffic controls. How was my experience of a constant and stable stage during the day? And Amrit Vela tomorrow, can you put that up? I'm a point. I'm a point. I came here and became an actor. Now I have to go to the golden age. That's straight from the Murli. So enjoy your churning, enjoy your experience, enjoy your picking up on all of these words of wisdom from Baba. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So, because Baba always gives example that whatever, these days they put a lot of chemical fertilizer, but before they use different kind of, raw fertilizer, which smells bad, like cordang and things like that. And from all that grows this beautiful rose flower. And it's interesting to see that somewhere, whether it is lotus flower or rose flower, it both grow into mud and both grow into dirt. And sometimes I wonder that from where that beauty in color and the fragrance of flower really come from. So then I always think that it's the original, the sapling. The sapling is from the rose tree. So because of that, and so it's like sometimes even to think that even both flowers grow in a lot of mud, lot of dirt, but it's still so same is what is happening today in the world. Really, if you look at anything, it's a lot of vices and no morality, but also um, full day the news of people physically not well, emotionally becoming more like you don't want to live in the world. And it's like every hour, every few minutes, there is a news. This one left body, that one left body. And today I was thinking that, yes, well, they have to tell us and we have to listen. And then I keep reminding myself that how rose flower and lotus flower, what is around them, but what they became. So each one of us, we have to remember that even whatever is happening around us, whether it's news of virus, it's news of whatever way, but I have to stay as a flower and take the fragrance, because I think, of course, our light comes from Baba. We get sunlight, we get everything from Baba. So don't think what to do. What is around me is not healthy, and what is around me is very vicious. What is around me is all kinds of, doubtful thinking. But I have to be a flower. I think somewhere deeply that awareness will help us not to be affected what is around us.
This is very beautiful, Sister Mohini. That I don't know if you've ever seen a rose seed. It's such a tiny thing. Of course, you can grow roses from cuttings. You cut a piece of the stem and you can plant it. It somehow grows. But the seed is such a tiny thing, and it's like the soul is such a tiny thing. And within that beautiful flowers there, but it has to be acted upon in the right circumstances. And I love this point you gave that, okay, it's Baba's light, it's Baba's the water of love, and he's making the seed grow into something beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful.
Okay, Om Shanti, and thank you.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Journey and Sisters Sharing, inspiring each of us to reach completion.
वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं, वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे।
तो 3 बातें बाबा ने विश्व सेवा के लिए इन्वेंशन बताई थी। एक तो झाड़ और त्रिमूर्ति, शुरुआत वहां से हुई जो विश्व रतन दादा ने शुरू किया बेहद में। दूसरा ये त्रिमूर्ति और जो झाड़ जो है बाबा कपड़ा मंगा के रात्रि रात्रि जगा के और भर तो हमारे से किया कराया, ताकि इनका संकल्प भी विश्व सेवा में लग जाए। बहनों का बैठेंगी काम करेंगी तो ये दूसरा ये किया। तीसरा खुद जो है गोल्डन किताब जो है वो छपाए जुल्द से, तो दूर तक ये एलिजाबेथ को भेजना है, ये महात्मा गांधी को भेजना है। सारी बुद्धि बेहद की सेवा में बाबा की खुद भी, और हम बच्चों को भी साथ वो कार्य कराता ताकि इन बच्चों की भी बेहद में सेवा में लगे। चौथी बात ये कहता था, बैठे हम कराची में थे परंतु प्लान देता था रोज, तो कैसे कैसे आप अगर राजाओं के पास जाओ तो कैसे उनसे मिलो, वो प्लान लिख के आओ फिर सुनाओ। तो हमारे बुद्धि को बाबा ने कैसे वहां बैठे भी बेहद की सेवा कैसे करनी है वो एक हमको अच्छी तरह से सिखाया था। दूसरी बात बाबा ने ये सिखाई, तो पाकिस्तान था आने वाला था, तो बच्चों का बुद्धि जो है वो ऐसे ना हो पाकिस्तान में लड़ाई वगैरह सुनेंगे तो सही ना, सब वो वहां संबंधी थे कराची में, तो आज इसका खून हुआ आज इसका खून हुआ, आज जन का भी नाना था उस वहां उस पाकिस्तान में गया, तो ऐसे ऐसे सब संबंधी जा रहे थे। तो क्या हुआ, उनसे पहले ही एक 10-20 संदेश पुत्रियों को बाबा ने वहां वतन में भेज दिया। तो वतन से रोज जो संदेश होता था वो शाम को आके हमको, जैसे हम यहाँ देखते हैं नहीं, तो वैसे रोज हम शाम को बैठ जाते थे और प्रैक्टिकल में वो करके दिखाते थे, ताकि हमारी बुद्धि जो है टाइम ही न मिले जो हम कुछ वो सोचे तो क्या हो रहा है कैसे है, हम जैसे वतन में बैठे हैं। तो आज तक हमको पाकिस्तान कैसे हुआ क्या हुआ पता ही नहीं है, हम जैसे वतन में बैठे हैं, बुद्धि तो ही वहां लगाए लिए है। 2 बातें ये इसलिए भी हम हमेशा खुश रहते थे, थोड़ा वो करके हुआ भी किसको पर खास कुछ हमारे पास नहीं हुआ उसका वो कुछ। और बात बाकी जो दादी ने बताई कपड़े की और खाने पीने की, वो भी एक नेचुरल जैसे ड्रामा में पार्ट हुए नहीं, तो हमको कैसे रहना है और कैसे खाना खाना है, तो जो यानी यज्ञ की इकोनॉमी कैसे हो, तो उस यज्ञ के इकोनॉमी का भी बाबा ने एक हमको पार्ट में दिखाया। तो कभी एकदम आलू तो वो यानी जो सीजन में सस्ती सस्ती चीज हो गई ना, बाबा कहता था वो और अच्छी भी होती है, खाने में भी अच्छी होती है, सस्ती भी होती है। भोजन खाना चाहिए तो ऐसा खाना चाहिए, जब कोई सीजन हो गई या फ्रूट हो गए या भोजन हो गए तो एक तो सस्ती हो जाती है, दूसरी वो जो है
सस्ती चीज जो है ना वो काम में अच्छी लगती है, खाने में भी अच्छी लगती है, इसलिए जो जिसकी सीजन होती थी नहीं तो उस रीति से बाबा मंगा के और खिलाता था। और हमको हमेशा कहता था तो बच्ची कभी भी भैंस का दूध नहीं पीना चाहिए, क्यों भैंस बुद्धि हो जाएंगे, भैंस का शरीर का मोटा शरीर हो जाता है, चर्बी वाला है। इसलिए देखो बाबा ने गौवा जो है सब रख के और ऐसी पालना हमारी कराई, दूध जो गौ से पहला दूध निकले बच्चे वो आप ले लो। यानी पालना में बाबा ने सब तरीका दिखाया, तो किस तरीके से मेरे बच्चे जो है ठीक रह सकते हैं। तो स्कूल में भी एक्सरसाइज वगैरह, खाने का भी तरीका और कपड़े का भी जो है बाबा ने एकदम जो है हमको प्रैक्टिकल जीवन में, जैसे ऐसे न कुछ दे अभिमान से हर एक समझे मैं ऐसा बड़े घर की हूँ और मैं ये पहनूं, बुद्धि से ही निकला। जैसे कोई गरीब थे गरीब, शौकार थे शौकार, सबकी एक ड्रेस है, सबका एक भोजन है, सबका चलन एक, ड्रिल एक, हम साथ में मिलकर के हम जैसे हॉस्टल में रहे पड़े हैं और एक तरीके से रहे, भोजन भी इकट्ठे। बाबा हमारे साथ ऐसे बैठ के खाता था, मम्मा खाती थी।
Om Shanti. So stories are stories, right? It's always nice to hear the stories. Thank you. And now it's time for us to say good night, goodbye. So let's remember Baba, take drishti from Baba and Didi. Share drishti also. Let's remember Baba.
Om Shanti. Always, always think of omens of Jupiter on you. Good wishes for each other and Baba's blessings on all of us. So good night, everyone, and Om Shanti. Good night.